Python, and today we'll be learning how to import files to our VS Code and answer questions using Python. And today we have a messy data. So first thing to note in importing data to VS Code or to answer question using Python is that it's going to be in a CSV file. So first, what is a CSV file? A CSV file, it's in simple terms the comma separated values. So a comma separated values file basically is a plain text, unlike Excel files that you could have formulas, colors, and then the list goes on and on. CSV just has to do with the text and then just the numbers. So here Excel has a complex file. Excel is a complex file that can store data alongside with the formulas, the formatting, colors, multiple sheets. But CSV just saves that as a plain text, so it's easier for Python to pick it and answer your question. It's just simple, no extra formatting or features, and it's compatible. So CSV files are widely used and can be opened, and not just in Excel, it can also be used in Google Sheets. So now we're going to be saving this work as a CSV file so we could be able to import it to our VS Code. So here, click on File, Save As. So we're saving to document. Now in the name here, so let's say since we already called it a messy data, so let's just say messy data 1. And then we are saving this here as CSV, and then we click on save. So yes, we just want to use this format. Then the next step is to go over to our VS Code. So using our VS Code here, we're going to create a new file here, and then you click on new file, this please, and then we will name our file. That's the first step. We're going to name our file. So let's say we name this data cleaning. Remember, in our last class we said we'll be always adding whatever name you're saving as .py because it's a Python file. So create a file. So let's say you can decide to create a folder for this. So let's say document. Under documents, let's just create a new folder. It's not a must though, but I just feel like, so I can just call here Python work, right? And then here, so I'm saving it in Python work and I'm clicking .py. And then save, create a file. So that's the first step now. So remember, we already saved our work as messy data. So and our pandas is available because that is the library we are working with. So remember, import the CV, import pandas as PD. As PD. So we have this here hash. So we're just simply saying import the CSV file into Python. So now df equation sign space first, then the equation sign pd dot read right. So remember it's a CSV file. So we open a bracket. So to make sure that we are writing the same thing, so we'll just go to this Excel here. We save this as messy data. So literally what I want to do is so we'll copy the name exactly as it is saved. So let's see. I'll click on this and then copy, then go back to my VS Code and then inside the brackets I'll paste this, right, and then close my bracket. VS messy data dot CSV. That is that. It's going to be in quotes. Just have this and then this too. So that is that. So with that, we've already imported it and we'll now say, come down here and say display as here, display the data frame. So let me explain this. Import pandas as PD. We're telling Python to use pandas, which makes handling tabular data, that's data sets, easier. Then when we say pd.read underscore CSV file into pandas data frame. So we are just saying, okay, let me rephrase that. pd.read underscore CSV, and then we have in brackets messy data dot CSV. So what we're actually saying is load this data from this CSV into pandas data frame. So the print we are saying print this data frame to see the data in the terminal. So now we are done with this. We're going to save this and then run. Let's see what we're going to have. Push, we have an error. There's an error, so let's see what the error says. Okay, there's no such file, so it did not pick this. So we'll redo this again. So basically our code said that they couldn't find the directory, so we'll have to rewrite. So this is how we're going to go about it. Remember, we open a bracket. So to be sure, we're going to copy file path. So what we're going to do is that we'll go to our file. So we are dealing with messy data. That was how we saved the Excel file. So we'll highlight it. So we'll not just copy, we'll copy parts. Here we'll see copy parts. So we'll copy parts and then go back to VS Code and then paste. So that is it. So now we'll have to add a double slash, and let me explain why. Why this double slash will work is that by using two black slashes, we are telling Python to treat each black slash as a literal character, that is as a raw string. Because if not, would have there's another method, another way to rewrite this code, but we are starting with this first. So since we're not introducing a raw string, we'll use this black slash. So here we'll click this and then make it double here, and then this double too. So with this we are good to go. If we can also use a raw string to R alternatively, so you could see, okay, I think after this we'll try using the raw string too. But basically this is what we are doing. We are correcting the 5 parts using the double black slashes. So we'll save this work, Ctrl S, and then run. Let's see what our terminal will give us. Okay, so now these tables are properly displayed here already. So answer the next question. So with this now, we'll actually impute this data into Python. So we'll go ahead now to start answering questions with it. And so the second question we'll be answering with it should be, okay, now we'll see that this none here, the NaH, means no numbers. There are empty columns here. So the question says, how do we remove columns from the missing data? So we want to, what if we want to remove all rows that have missing values? So that is to say, for each row here that has a missing value, okay, I think Flossie here doesn't have a salary. Who else? Mary Ann does not have an age. Lisa doesn't have a salary too. So we want to remove those that have a missing data in their files. So how do we go about it? So literally this is just cleaning data in Excel, right? So we'll have to write this again. I have to write this code. So come down here. So we'll write a comment first. Remove rows with missing data. Then data frame. Okay, no, we are going to use underscore. Yes, so we use underscore clean, and then give a space, equation sign. So also say write another comment, that is to say display the clean data now, the clean data frame, and then we'll have print. So this, so the drop down with the brackets open here, bracket open and close. This function actually removes rows that contain any, not a number, the NaN values which are considered to be missing data. So the df underscore cleaned, this is a new data frame that we're bringing in that contains only rows where there are no missing data. Remember, these are data frames. So we're saying the first one says display the data frame. That's that. And then we now said remove rows with missing data. That is a comment. And then we now wrote a code. The yes, that Python actually understand. Remember, we said anything that comes after an hash, the hash sign, is a comment that only us humans understand. Python does not understand it, does not pick it. So we're writing a comment to say remove rows with missing data, and then we now wrote it in the column. That this is to say that this df underscore clean equal to df drop now is an explanation of what the comments. So we're writing it in a language that Python understand. So let's see what happens here. So let's save the work and see and run. Let's see. Okay, so now we only have Josh twice and Tom as the people that have that with no missing data. So we're gradually getting to this. So let's answer the third question. So what we will say, how do we feel missing data instead of removing it? Like, okay, we don't want to remove this, we just want to fill it up instead. So we want to fill the missing value with a default value. For example, find the missing country with unknown, and then maybe the age. We'll give it an average age, and then salary, we'll say an average salary, right? Or we could possibly answer this question, how to remove duplicate. Remember now, from this now we see that from the table first, we see that Josh came twice, Clara also came twice, and even from our clean data, Josh came twice. Same age, same country, same salary. So we want to remove those duplicates now. How do we answer this question? So we go here, write a comment. So the comment here we say remove duplicate rows rather, yes. And then here data frame as df underscore cleaned. So we're using the clean data, right? Clean, and then the equation sign df dot drop underscore duplicate, right? Now you send it. So open and close bracket. So we say we give write another comment, display the cleaned data frame, and then we now say print the data frame that is cleaned. You know, when removing duplicates, you're also cleaning up your data too. So once you're done cleaning, also print. So this is it. So the drop underscore duplicate, this function removes any duplicate rows in the data frame, keeping only the first occurrence of each row. That is to say, Clara comes once, Josh comes once, there are no duplicate values. So let's see what we have here. So we save this, Ctrl S, and then run. Oh, we have an error. So we will find out where we have a mistake. So it says invalid syntax. So this is just a syntax error. So let's see what we can do about it. Okay, understanding our syntax error. Let's go back and see. Okay. When we cleaned up here, the df underscore data frame underscore cleaned, we assigned it to the drop down, which we define it to. So now we did not assign it. So I think that's the syntax error. So we assigned this. So that is to say, once you clean up, it should be same as the duplicate. So let's see, let's save and then run. Let's see what we have. Exactly. So now we can see we only have one Josh, we have only one Flossie, one Mary and one Clara, one Tom, one Lisa. Oh, Clara came twice again. That is to say there is an error. Okay, there's no error. The Clara here, the first Clara has age, and then this one does not have age, and this Clara does not have a country. This one is USA, so they are different people. So the data are properly cleaned. So let's say we want to display this thing in an Excel file. So we just don't want to see it here. We want whatever we've done to be displayed in an Excel table. So how do we answer this? So this is the process. First, you take this and then write a comment to say save the cleaned data. That's the one we cleaned down, right? Data to an Excel file, and then here we write in the language of the Python underscore cleaned dot to underscore Excel open a bracket, and then okay, we'll have to create a path for this. So this is where we'll create an Excel sheet. So let's see, okay, possibly create a new one. So let's say here I open up a new Excel sheet, spreadsheet. I think it's loading actually. Excel. Okay, it's loading. So let's see what we have here. Remember, the process is to take our work to Excel. We want to display it instead of just being in our terminal. So we want to display it. So let's see. We'll just save this empty sheet now. Go to this and then say save as clean data. And then save. So we can decide to, oh, I already closed it. So let me just search for it and then copy parts. I saved it in document. So let's see, clean data here. So highlight and then copy parts. Then go back to VS Code. So in our open bracket here, then we have clean to Excel. So we should paste this. So remember, since we're not using the arrow strings, so we'll make this black slash double. And then so I think this is it. And then okay, let's see. So it should just be in one quote. After that, after this, we should have a comma sign and then index equation sign, right? So let's just write it. We'll explain that later. We'll say false. So save and then run. So now we line 19. What's the problem? There's an error. The name false is not defined. So let's find out why it's not. Okay, we've seen why it's not defined. There was a typo error here. False is spelled as FLASE. So we have it as FALSE. So let's save and then run. Okay. Okay, I think we'll change this F to caps lock. We'll write it exactly as it is here. So we have F okay. So now we've seen it. So let's save. Ctrl S, run, and let's see what we have. So what's the error again? No module name. Okay, let's still find the reason for this. So now it's saying that from the OpenPyXL, no module name. Okay, that means we don't have that library. So pandas needed for us to be able to display our work in Excel file as XLX format. So first we are going to download that, install it in Pandas. So we'll go to terminal, click on new terminal, and then this install, and then let's see. Okay, it's downloading, installing, connecting collected packages. Successfully installed. So Okay, so now let's run our code and see. Run our file. So now, okay, it's in document. Okay, so now we have this. So Control S and let's see. Okay, so clean data. So let's go to Excel and see. Okay, let's open this file and see if we have this displayed here. Let's see. Okay, this is not what we want. The clean data we saved. No. It showed only the clean data, left it empty. It displayed already, but I think it just displayed only the first one. So let's see. It displayed just the data. Let's see. So he said, so this was what was displayed. Okay. So that means we're meant to even have an extra clean data. Sheet 2 is what is empty. That means it did not display all totally. But the main thing is that we've learned a lot. We've learned enough. Okay, let me reflect. Okay, the main thing is that we've learned how to display our data on Excel, though we did not display everything totally. So I think it just displayed only the clean data, which was this first one. Okay, because that was the instruction we gave. So as you remember, we came here and say they have cleaned data frame cleaned. So we can also come here and say instead of the clean data, it should show us the one that lies the clean data that the duplicated values were erased. So we could just delete this. I can erase this, right? And then copy this clean data to duplicate values. So let's copy this and then come here. So let me see what happens. Let me see if we'll be able to get this. Okay, edit. So let's go to clean data. We'll have to refresh. Let's see. Okay, so that there's an error. Permission denied. So that means for us to do this, we'll have to create another table, another Excel table, or another sheet for it to be able to happen, work out. So, but basically, we've learned how we can display our data in Excel, and that is all for today's class. Our next video will be on how to summarize data, and that involves calculation. So, but for this, we are done here. If you have any question, do drop in the comment section. Thank you.